Y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. Y'all, we've been talking about books, we've been talking about Kindles. Kindles are expensive, and books are expensive, and books on Kindles are expensive. Well, they can be, or they can be cheap or free just depending on where you look. So I want to talk today about some places that we can go to find cheap or even free books for our Kindles. But before we get into all that, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. Y'all, if you're anything like me, you spend so much time searching for books and looking at books and thinking about books and talking about books and spending money on books on the internet. Well, I've also been spending some time trying to figure out some ways to spend less money on books on the internet, and I've come up with a list that I want to share with you of sources for either free or deeply discounted books. Now, some of these are like for real legit free, and some of them are like free with a subscription or something, but we'll get into all that. So let's start off with the just classic. There's a hummingbird feeder outside my window, and hummingbirds are coming to eat. So I keep looking up. That's what keeps distracting me, in case you're like, what is she looking at? That's what I'm looking at. Let's start with just the classic, old school, typical freebie book source that we all grew up with, the public library. Now, this is one of those that's like free in theory. Like, I realize that your taxes pay for it, so you are kind of paying for it, but it's free. So, Daisy, stop. In many places, if you have a library card, you can access the stacks online, check out a book through the library online, and then read it through Libby, which is the new version of what used to be called the Overdrive app. So Libby has an app. I think you can access her online. I always just use the app. And that's how you access e-versions of your library books. So that's our first source of free ebooks, is your public library through the Libby app. Now let's get into some Amazon specific stuff. Amazon has some lists that if you're not familiar with them yet, you're gonna wanna become familiar with them. And y'all, the first one is just called Kindle Top free 100 books, or top 100 free books or something. And if you just go into Amazon and type in Kindle top 100, be sure you put in free, top 100 free books, the top 100 free Kindle ebooks will come up, and you can just flip through it and find you some free ebooks. While we're on Amazon, let's talk about some of their other noteworthy lists. From your homepage, if you navigate to Kindle eBooks and Readers, and from there navigate to Kindle Books, you'll see Kindle book deals listed across the top. From there you'll find a bunch of lists that you might find interesting. The first one is Kindle's daily deals, which are daily deals on books on the Kindle. And y'all, there are some big names in here sometimes. Jojo Moyes is in here, J.B. Turner. There are some names that you'll recognize. Now, we're going to get into some lists that include names that you don't necessarily recognize yet, and that's okay too. But it's fun to find deals on books by authors that we know, right? So this is a good place to find those. Underneath the daily deals, you'll find Kindle monthly deals. Same kind of deal. It's just on for a month instead of just for the day. Obviously, the daily deals tend to be a little bit hotter, but you have to kind of stay up on those. So we have daily deals, monthly deals, we have Kindle exclusives. And you'll notice that most of mine say Kindle Unlimited. We'll get into Kindle Unlimited, but if you don't have Kindle Unlimited, these deals might be different for you, but you'll still have a bunch of deals there that I think are worth looking through. Kindle countdown deals are deals that are about to expire. Prime Reading is another great option to find some good books to read. If you have Amazon Prime, take a look at these. So in order to get there, again, from your home screen, navigate over to Books, and under Books, we're going to click on Prime Reading. And under there, you can scroll through all of these books that are included in your Prime subscription price. Now again, you'll notice that a lot of mine are listed as Kindle Unlimited because I have Kindle Unlimited, but if you don't have Kindle Unlimited, you'll still have a great selection of material in here to choose from. There's lots of magazines, nonfiction as well as fiction books. And I feel like it learns what you read or what you check out, what you're more likely to read, and it suggests those types of books to you or that type of content to you. So Prime Reading is a great place to go and look for new books to read. Included with your Prime Reading is First Reads content. And what this is early access to books that are coming out. And I think it's free. They might be reduced prices. You'll see as we're looking through these that they're a bit spendy now as far as like free and reduced book prices go, but it's way past the first look time period for these books, but they were free at the beginning of the month. And I chose my book. I can't remember which one I chose. Y'all, picking free books when you're like allowed one book out of 6 or 7, it's really stressful. But anyway, so First Reads is another great place to find free books on Amazon. And those come out, I think it's always just the beginning of the month. I could be wrong. But I feel like that's when I always get to pick my First Reads free book. All right, so that's the, I guess, free-ish content. Prime Reading isn't really free because it's included with your Prime membership. So you pay for Prime, and Prime Reading is one of the things you get with it, along with like the video and the music and all the other stuff. And, you know, the shipping. Let's talk about Kindle Unlimited. I vacillated a bunch before I finally took the dive and got Kindle Unlimited, and I have not looked back. So it's typically the first month's free, to give you the little taste to get you to want it. When I got it, my first month was free. It was 1 month free or 2 months for 99 cents. So of course I did the 2 months for 99 cents. Well, then I had just bought a new Kindle and I got 3 months free with my Kindle. So then I'm 5 months in for that 99 cents. I still don't know that I've paid for a month of Kindle Unlimited. But once I do start paying for it, it's $9.99 a month. And the unlimited is you can read as many of their sort of curated selection of Kindle Unlimited books. You can read as many as you want for free. You can only have 20 at a time in your sort of collection. And I know if you don't have it, you're thinking, oh, 20 books, that's easy. You just wait. So there is a Kindle Unlimited section that you can go to, which I shouldn't even go to this. I know, because I'm just going to look at it and be like, oh, I want to read that book and that book and that book. Y'all, you want all the books when they're free. But so again, from your Amazon home screen, just navigate over. Go to Kindle eBooks and Readers, and then go to Kindle Unlimited, and there we have it. You have magazines, you have all the books. And when I say all the books, y'all, I'm being hyperbolic. Not all books are included in Kindle Unlimited, which I realize is a duh if you already know that, but unlimited means unlimited, right? No, it means you have unlimited access to the collection of books that are included. So you can have them, whatever book, for as long as you want, but you can only have 20 at a time. So then if you find another book that you want, you just return one, get the book that you want, and read it. Kindle Unlimited has been a great option for me. I've really enjoyed it. My Kindle Unlimited library is always stock full of books that I want to read. But if you find yourself focusing on or wanting to read the latest release from the top-selling author and you want to read it as soon as it comes out, Kindle Unlimited probably maybe isn't for you. So maybe think about that and look at it before you jump in. So now let's get into some not Amazon options for finding free and cheap books. A fantastic option with some caveats for free books is Project Gutenberg. If you've ever been in an old library or a library at a big college campus, and you go into the stacks and it's just all the old books and the papers, and it smells like old books and it just feels like old books. That's what you feel like when you get onto the Project Gutenberg website. Now, it does have some drawbacks. It's not the cleanest, most eye-catching interface, and the books are older, but it's completely free. You don't have to sign up for anything. You can download books right straight from the website as soon as you get there. There are multiple downloading options. You can download it for Kindle, for EPUB. You can download it directly to your storage devices. And y'all, it's so easy on the If you've got the Kindle app on your computer, you download a book from Gutenberg onto your computer in the Kindle format, you double click it to open it, and it opens in your Kindle app. It is easy peasy, like checking out a book from that old dusty library. So if you're looking for some older books or some titles that are in public domain, that might be the place to start. BookBub is another great source for free or reduced price books. You can get them in different formats. Now, I only get the Kindle book releases because that's the only device that I read on. But I think when you first sign up for it, you tell it which books, like which formats you use, and those are the ones that it sends you. It comes in an email every day, at least one email a day, with reduced price or free books listed in the email, and then you click on it and it takes you to wherever it is. Like it takes me to Amazon because that's where I need to go to get my Kindle books. Now, the books on BookBub are always only available at that reduced price for a limited time. So you go, you look at the book, you decide if you want it or not, and then you need to get it then, because even if it says it's available for like 4 days or something, I think if they sell a certain number of downloads of it or give away a certain number of downloads of it, they'll cut it off and it'll go back to full price. So BookBub is a great source if you don't mind setting up an account, because you got to give you your email address and all of the things. You got to move quickly once they send you the email because time might run out before you get there. Same as with some of the other lists we've already talked about. They're not always they're usually not bestsellers. But y'all, beggars can't be choosers, right? We're looking at free and discounted books. Sometimes you will hit on a bestseller on there, like Taylor Jenkins is back. No, not Taylor Jenkins. Taylor Jenkins Reid, Carrie Soto is back, was on, I think it was either BookBub or Pixel of Ink, and we'll get to Pixel in a minute, the other day. And y'all, I was mad because I already own it in hardcover and in ebook format. So I couldn't take advantage of the deal. I was mad. I almost got it for free just to get it, but I didn't. That would be true hoarder behavior right there, just getting it just to get it. But anyway, that's BookBub. Pixel of Ink is another source that I enjoy for free and discounted books. I feel like Pixel, you get more discounted. I don't know that I ever find free books on Pixel of Ink. You get one book, there's like a book of the day, but then on that book of the day email, there's also like the email of the books from yesterday, so you can go back. And then like the yesterday books, there are a bunch of. I don't really know how that works. But anyway, same thing. You have to set up an account. It's a limited amount of time. And typically, they're not going to be bestsellers. But I've found lots of books on there that I really enjoy. And I find that while I am willing to avail myself to authors that I'm not familiar with on these other lists that I peruse, they can be kind of overwhelming. I'm going to show you a couple of websites that to me are like overwhelming in the best possible way, but it's like all of these authors that I don't know and all of these books, and I'm just clicking through them and I'm like, I don't even know, a kid in a candy store. So when like Pixel or BookBub or something, that when the emails come and it's just a couple of those authors listed on there, it gives me a minute to actually like look at the author and look at the book, and whether I get it or not, it gives me a second to consider them. So I feel like these lesser known authors showing up in my email is more of an encouragement to me to give them a chance. And y'all, sometimes I will pick a book. Y'all know I'll pick a book based on its cover, but I'll pick a book that I wouldn't likely have picked up elsewhere, read a couple of paragraphs or a couple of chapters, and then be like, this isn't really my gag, and then just not finish it. But at least I gave it a shot, where if it didn't show up in one of these curated collections, I would never even try it. So that's, other than the fact of free and reduced price books, that's something else that I like about these curated collections that I get, is that, and by curated collections, I mean big old pile of cheap and reduced ebooks, that it gives me a chance to consider some authors that I wouldn't otherwise really take the time to consider. All right, let's move on. Free Booksy is a website that I like to go to and just sort of scroll around and see what they're offering. This is another one of those where you have to set up an account, so you give it your email address. They send you an email, and then they have some lesser known authors whose books are available at a reduced price for a limited amount of time. And scroller beware. It's easy to get into this website and start clicking around and spend a whole lot of time in there shopping for random books from random authors that you've never heard of before. But they have lots of free offerings, and scrolling through these keeps us out of trouble and off the streets, right? So with that in mind, let's talk about one more website. Let's click over to the Many Books website. So let's click over to manybooks.net. It's got a great user interface, lots of books. Same as the others, y'all, not a whole lot of bestsellers, maybe not a whole lot of authors that you know yet. But you can click around, you can filter by rating, by genre, by subgenre. Now, because there are so many books, sometimes it's hard to find a good book or a book that you want to read, but sometimes it's fun to just click around, and y'all, it doesn't cost anything to look now, does it? So that's my list of places to find free and discount priced ebooks. Do y'all have other sources that I didn't talk about? If so, leave me your list in the comments. Y'all, thank you so much for coming to my channel. If you made it this far, we're definitely friends. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I upload food and fitness videos on Mondays with some book videos sprinkled in between. See you on the next one.